kill just because he's a win. So if I ever draw in Tempest, it's a little better, but he's probably insignificant in the end. I also play one Debris Dragon. You can get back this guy, which is cool, because that means whenever you have Tefnuit, you can go Tefnuit, and then summon him to get back this, and then you can make a Atum to detach to get a 6, and then you can make Trident Dragon with that. That's neat. The spells, I play Upstart Goblin. It's a combo deck. You want to get to your cards faster, and most of your combos can do over like 9,000 or more. The 3 hieratic one can do 56, 82, but it doesn't really matter because you want to get to your monsters because you only play so many hieratic cards and you want to get to them as fast as possible. I also play 3 Dragon Shrine. I mentioned earlier how I only play 3 rulers. Whenever you draw 3 or more rulers, it gets bad. Or like 2 shrines, 1 ruler, whatever. Because you're counting these as rulers because that's all they really become otherwise. And so you want to cut down on rulers because those are the hands that clog. And I feel like Redox was the least important because you end up banishing this for a Flamvell Guard or banishing this for the Debris Dragon. You still want 1 beater, so Tidal seem better. And then I like Dragon Shrine over the Redox because you send the vanillas you don't want to draw, these 2 guys. So it makes it so your draws are smoother and it gives you access to the same combos like earlier, like 2 hieratics for Dragon Shrine is also the Atum, Dracossack, and then 3 of the Convocation. I played 2 Typhoon. I was trying to figure out what I wanted for like my last like 5 or 6 cards. Originally I had Wing Beat, but I didn't like it because when I went first I wanted to be able to like set another card that actually impacted me and it's tanky. You can also do things where you go like hieratic over a hieratic to get Flamvell Guard and make a Black Rose Dragon, and having this for Fiendish Chain is also super good. And just overall I wanted flexibility Typhoon rather than like drawing a Wing Beat Blade and only having Eset, and I can't normal summon Eset, Wing Beat them away and then not be able to do anything. Typhoon is strong. I played Quickmoon. Quickmoon's really important because you want them to have a monster in play because of Tefnuit, so you can special summon. So removal, cards that stop their guys but don't get rid of them but still save you life points are important. So Quickmoon's good. And then Monster Gate is absolutely awesome. It's another combo card where you can go normal summon Eset, sack this, and then basically whatever monster you get, you can go off and not go off, but you can do stuff. So it's another combo piece where it acts like a hieratic. And then for the trap cards, 3 Seal the Ash, or Run the Ashes. This is the main reason that the deck works because now a Dragon Ruler can just banish hieratics and then you keep foolishing them and burrowing them back. So every single turn, this is face up, you get an extra Dragon Ruler summon because you foolish once during their turn, you burial once during yours, so that's 2 dragons to banish to summon your ruler. So it basically gives you the end game where you go turn 1, make your Dracossack Atum, even if they get over it, and Ashes mean you have the dragons online for the rest of the game. And then it also has the added bonus where if it dies, you can special back at hieratic, so you can do OTKs with Trident Dragon popping this, or Scrap Dragon popping this, or even if you draw an MST and you need a hieratic, like you can just type in this to get back hieratic if you're that desperate. So it's actually pretty neat. And it makes it so your opponent can't blind space Typhoon you, because you can just chain it full shot hieratic and then special back. So it's good. Another card that I played that was different than Patrick, at least for a while, was Triple Call the Limit. I was having some problems with the deck where I would draw hands of like Ashes and a couple other cards and it wouldn't really be able to do anything. But any hand with Ashes or Shrine and Call on it basically just turns this into a hieratic because you foolish Sue and get back Sue and then be able to go off. So it's pretty good. And it saves you damage because you can just get back like a Dragon Ruler or something big if you need to, or it just gives you another monster. I really liked all of these. I think that's what just kind of sold me on the deck. I play Triple Fiendish Chain. It's the same thing as Pokemon where it stops what they're trying to do, it keeps the monster in play, and it saves you damage. So it's most definitely worth playing, and it's premium effect negation, so it's definitely worth it. And then my last 2 cards were Warning Torrential. I considered playing Effect Veiler over those, but having cards that actually get rid of their monsters is important too, because you're not going to always be winning. And Warning is just obviously busted. Torrential is just something where if your hand's slow, they play into you, you just get to Torrential and then you buy yourself an extra. Extra. For Synchros, I play 1 Black Rose Dragon because of the thing you can go hieratic and then Sue over and get Flamvell Guard. Or Tefnuit over Tefnuit. And for the 8 Scrap Dragon comes in later. I originally had Colossal Fighter, but I had to cut it, and I needed it a couple times just because of Crazy Box Skill Drain, where they do that. You have a little difficulty getting over it, but I don't think you're wrong with it. Stardust Dragon is good because you, like, sometimes on your turn one combo, instead of making Dracossack Atum, you can make Stardust Dragon Atum and set a bunch of back row. That's really good. Scrap Dragon helps you with your combos, and it's a 28. And Cryptid Blade is super relevant in the mirror against Hieratic, random decks like that. Makes Link miss timing. I played Trident Dragon for Debris Dragon. It's good. I tried Dragon a couple times, but it wasn't like spectacular. It's most definitely worth playing. And then Star Eater for Debris Dragon again. You want something big in case things go wrong and you have a problem monster, or you have Drain up and you're having difficulty gaining over stuff, because you can't always just throw Dracosacks and stuff in the Drain, so having Star Eater is pretty important. And then for the Exceeds, 2 Atum. I never wanted the third one, and I'm glad I only played 2. M7 was really good. You can get rid of your opponent's cards and play, but you can also like bounce back your Hieratics. So you can do like combo plays where you go like you have floating 6s and Atum gets a guy, and then you make an M7 detach, get back a Su, sack over the guy you got with Atum to get another guy, and then you make another 6. So that's neat. I played Gauntlet Launcher because when your opponent max sees you and they're playing a deck that can make Crimson Blader, you want something that can survive later and not die, and doesn't give them too many cards. So that was the main reason I played Gauntlet Launcher. Patrick thought about that, I didn't. So. And it's cool because you can like destroy 2 monsters and Gaia charge over it, but that's the one piece. The card I cut for Colossal Fighter was Photon Strike Bouncer, and I made him a bunch. It's really good. Just because the same thing, Effect Negation is super important right now. Against Fire Fist, against everything. So having just an actual monster that you can go into after a combo where your opponent has to have 2 things to deal with you was great. I only played 1 Gaia Charger. Never wanted a second one, even though sometimes you make 2 Atums, Dracossack, whatever. Like, you want to keep your Atums alive anyways, and you can always tribute Atum off for Su, so you still get value out of it. And I think 1 Gaia Charger is more than fine because it lets you do your OTK combo with 3 Hieratics. I had 1 big eye for the Dragon Wars and then 2 Dracosacks. The extra deck was the one thing where I wouldn't change at all.
So on day 1, did you have any matches at all?
Yeah, round 1 I played against Archfiends. I didn't know what any of those cards did, but apparently didn't matter. After that, I played against a bunch of Fire Fist decks. I played against 1 Darkhold, which was actually a really hard matchup. And I can't remember anything else. Do you remember anything else I played against that wasn't Fire Fist? I feel like I just played against a ton of Fire Fist. Oh, I played against Windups. I got Magician Shark Factoried. That was awesome. Yeah, double Typhoon on my back with Magician Shark Factories, and then set of controls. That was sweet. And then, yeah, I think it was mostly Fire Fist. I actually don't remember playing anything that wasn't Fire Fist except for those 3 decks: the Windup deck, the Dark World, and the Archfiend deck. And then in Top Cut, I lost to Prophecy. Justice Prophecy is really good against this deck because it makes it so they can do stuff and you can't Tefnuit it. Okay, so for side deck, I side 2 Drain. Originally they were in the main deck, but I like Fiendish Chain more because it lets your guy, it saves you damage because it chains down their guy, and you can go off for the like following turn with Hieratics, whereas with Skill Drain you're limited on stuff to do, so that's important. I side 2 on board, it might go up to 3. It's mostly just to buy you time, and then in top 32 I played against Insectors, so that was cool that I got another card to put against them, and I guess you can put it against Heartbeats because it's inconsistent, but it's cool that you can put it against so many different decks, and it's also insane against Fire. So yeah, I've decided the 3rd Typhoon. Going second, I would usually decide the 3rd Typhoon double Wing Beat. Wing Beat was not very good for me this weekend, even though, like, in testing, it was just like, oh, I would win because of Wing Beat, but I cut it from my main deck because I wanted the flexibility of Typhoon, and even though I was winning games from Wing Beat, it wasn't like I was going to lose that game all the time anyway. But I never really drew where it was a complete blowout in the actual YCS, so I'm sure I would side it again just because of how powerful it is, but I wasn't too excited about it at any point. And it's cool that you can call the haunted guy back in Wing Beat too. And the rest of my side is sponsors. I decided 2 Fossil Dyna because I thought I would play against some mirror matches, and I didn't. And he's really good in the mirror. The Quake Mirror Dragon might be better because you can get it off Atum, but I think because he can stop the rulers, he might just be better, and I'd probably side him again because it seems like the deck's going to be popular. I decided 2 Max C, same reason for the mirror. And for like Infernity, decks that just do really unfair things. Same thing with Effect Veiler. I don't really put this in against Fire Fist unless it's 3 axis and I'm going second, because I don't think it's very good against 4. And it's mostly for the mirror, unfair decks, Inzector, Infernity, things like that. And then the last 2 cards were Electric Virus. I decided this just for Evil Storm because you can take their Ophion and tribute a Hieratic over it and then go off like that. So that's really cool. And you don't actually need Terminus for it to work. And then in the mirror match, it gives you another thing where you can max C it for if they like think they're safe stopping. Like Electric Virus is just another thing that kind of gets them.
So you went undefeated until the last match. Do you want to talk about that at all? Or?
Talk about like the tournament as a whole, or just the last match?
The last match.
Okay. I played against Prophecy. Game 1, I actually thought I was gonna lose. He opened like Crescents, Blue Guy, all that, and then I was able to grind through and just OTK him. Game 2. He opened the Crescent's Blue Guy again, but my hand was a lot slower, and I just eventually died. Like, he faded away my rulers. And then Game 3, my opening hand was actually really strong, where it was like a skill drain and like 3 Hieratics, but it wasn't like the specific Hieratics where I could make an Atum at a level 8. So I made like Atum, got a Blaster, like set like Drain and something else. And then he went turn 1 Justice, and I drained. And then the next turn, I like tributed my Blaster for Tefnuit, because I drained it so it would stay there so I could summon Tefnuit, and brought back Blaster, like put him super low. The next turn I drew inside a card. And then I drew like a Su, and I wanted to try to kill him because I already had a ruler, so I special Su, got a guy, and he trenches me. So I brought back Blaster, like put him to 300, and then he just like stayed at 300 for the rest of the game. Because he drew like a 3rd book for Priestess, and then I lost my time. But it was good. He's good. I think he's still playing. So.
Was there any shoutouts you wanted to do?
Oh yeah, 4TCG as usual. Yeah, 4TCG.com, blog.4TCG.com. I write 2 articles a week for them, so you guys should read them.
Anybody else?
Patrick Hoban for initially making the deck. Good job, Patrick. And I'm not sure if that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. There's the only people that I really like. Shout out to Australia. You guys are great. Yeah, that's about it.
Like always, comment, rate, subscribe, and